Hey guys, so here I am again, anti-haul number 7, okay, and I had to do this one. So let's just jump straight into it because I already tried to record this video and it wasn't recording and I was halfway through, so boo-boo, let's just get it going, okay? So first of all, it's the Too Faced unicorn collection. I thought we left unicorns back at the beginning of 2017. That's what I thought we did. I thought we left it at the top of 2017, but here we go again, like we're still here. And I'm used to Too Faced being cute, but this is just like over the top. Is it just me? I mean, like when they did their Vegas Nay palette collection thing, that was nice, that was cute. Even with Candy Johnson recently, like that looked cute, but it wasn't over the top cute. Like there was still some kind of sophistication to it. It was still relatable, and this just makes me feel like it just reminds me of Claire's makeup. That's just what it reminds me. It just reminds me of Claire's. I'm just not. And then that brings me to BH Cosmetics. They're doing their own unicorn thing, and it's kind of like, okay, I don't understand why there's this particular theme that keeps on reoccurring. Tarte have had unicorns, and Too Faced have had unicorns, and now BH are doing unicorns, and Versace had unicorn tears, and it's like everybody's using this unicorn theme. This keeps on reoccurring. Why? I'm not too sure, but I'm just not down with the whole unicorn theme. I'm just not down with it, so I'm just gonna be dropped out of that one because I'm just not feeling it. Okay, next is Pat McGrath Anything. Before you start going off on me and saying what, like Pat McGrath is bae, she's like the queen of makeup, she's like the best makeup artist. Listen, no one is debating that. I love her artwork, I love her Instagram, the things that she comes out with for her line, they look beautiful. But what I can't seem to understand and grasp is that price point though, because it's like if you're expecting someone to spend over $100 on an eyeshadow palette, then I would need that eyeshadow to like put itself on the brush, jump up on my face and do my makeup for me. But that's not what this makeup is going to be doing. And don't get me wrong, I've heard great things about her formula, the color payoff. I've heard great things, but the way my bank account is set up though, I don't think so. Okay, no, it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. So I mean, if you have the money to be spending this kind of coin, I mean, look, you go out and you work and you earn your money. But I've recently just done a haul, like what I got for Christmas haul, you know, Juvia's Place haul, and I literally got 5 palettes for just over £100. So that's 5 different ranges of different colors that I can use. But to spend over $100 on one palette, like that to me is just absurd. So the day that my bank account won't laugh in my face when I attempt to make that kind of transaction, then we can talk. But like if you're able to do it, that's great, but right now I'm not, so I'm just gonna have to say no, and I'm gonna keep it pushing. And that brings me to Natasha Denona. Like her stuff look amazing. That Sunset palette though, I absolutely adore it. I absolutely adore it. I love the way they look, and you guys know that I love my red tones, orange tones. I love it. Like I love those kind of tones. I think everybody's kind of still into the whole red and orange situation when it comes to eyeshadow, so that is right up my alley. But again, I don't understand what justifies these price points. I hear good things about, you know, Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath, their stuff is amazing, but I don't understand what makes it worth over $100. Somehow I'm gonna have to get my hands on, like, I'm gonna have to find out if like Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath, if whether or not any of their stuff is in store, so I can swatch it and just try to understand what makes it the price that it is, because I can't grasp and understand it. I can't fathom it. So I appreciate that your stuff is beautiful. I cannot afford it. I'm clearly not your key demographic. I'm not your target market. That's more than okay by me, because I prefer not to go broke. And the day that we can become friends and I could start using your makeup, then I'll see you on that day. But today is not that day. Next is the Kat Von D Metal Crush highlighters. Now the packaging for this is so beautiful. The packaging is so gorgeous, okay? And you know that I'm a sucker for packaging. I can't even front. I love when people go out of their way to make beautiful packaging for their items. It makes me feel like I just want to own it. Just simply on the packaging aspect, it makes me want to own it just because the packaging is beautiful. But considering how many highlighters I have and considering the color scheme that they're going for, it's like, okay, I've got these in various other palettes or highlighter singles. I've got these shades. I'm not going to be missing out if I don't have them. And to be fair, it's like, how much of the same thing can you keep on rebuying before it's just like you've just rebought the same thing, but it's just a hair off, or it's just a tiny little bit different, or the undertone is warmer, cooler, a little bit more neutral. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing really spectacular about these. And when I see the swatches as well, again, it's nothing that makes me go, brand new, something I haven't got, I need to have it. So I'm just gonna say pass, but you did amazing with that packaging though, girl. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Next is the Solar Flare palette by BH Cosmetics. I just find this so uninspiring, and the colors, they're just not my kind of thing. It's just not my kind of. And the thing is, people, if you watch my channel, you know that my makeup object of choice is eyeshadow palettes. I love eyeshadow palettes. Like, did you see my eyeshadow palette collection? I have loads of palettes, okay, girl? I've got palettes for days, okay? So, and I'll leave that link below too, okay? Shameless plug. But this to me is, it's just not my kind of thing. It's just not my kind of thing. So I'm just gonna not go for it, okay? I'm just gonna leave that where it is because it's just not for me, okay? Next is the, well, I don't know if it's available anymore, but the Kylie holiday collection is just not speaking to me at all. And especially those brushes. How much were they again? I swear they were like $360. And the ones that she had on her, was it her Snapchat or her Instagram or whatever, they look ratty. And I understand, like, these are supposed to be like real animal hair, so obviously one hair is not going to be the exact same as the next hair because each hair strand is different. And you know, I'm sure that all of the hairs aren't coming from the exact same one animal. It's probably coming from several different goats or several different squirrels, and you know what I'm saying? So each hair is going to be a little bit different from the next one. But for that price point, I would think that they wouldn't be looking as ratty as they did. So I've got to say no. And especially as I saw literally all of the reviews and no one was really like feeling them. Everyone was kind of like, okay, they're brushes, but you can get Morphe brushes for a fraction of the price. You can get Peach&Pearl brushes for a fraction of the price, okay? Click the link down below. You don't like, no, I just can't see, and I can't comprehend what makes them $360. I know it's the name, it's the whole Kylie name, it's the whole Kylie situation, but they're not $360. Like, they're not worth that kind of money. They're not. I don't have to touch them to know that they're not, okay? Drop me out. Also, the Lauralee Colourpop collection, she did it with Colourpop, and there was like was it like an animal shelter as well that they were collabing with, and it was just kind of like, first of all, I've seen all these shades before. Secondly, I'm not too sure why she would need to do a collab with Colourpop, considering she's just launched her own cosmetics line. So wouldn't it have been a bit more feasible or conducive or whatever for you to just do, like, if you wanted to give this money to this shelter or whatever, that's fine, because obviously animals is her soft point. I can completely understand, because children are my soft point, so that's her soft point. So why not just do a collab between you and the shelter, or just say that you're going to do a collection and just give it give the proceeds to the shelter. I didn't understand why straight after her launching her own brand that she was collabing with another brand. Like, that to me, it was a little bit strange. Like, I know, like, again, Jeffree Star, he did a collab with Jouer, but this was well into him having his own cosmetics line. It wasn't like he launched his liquid lipsticks or whatever and then straight after did a collab with Jouer. It was just a little bit strange to me. It was just a little bit strange to me. So no, no, it's okay. But I do respect that she is like apparently not taking any money from it. She's just putting her name on it, obviously to get that traction, to get that attention, and then to give that money straight to the shelter. I respect that, I really do. Thumbs up on that, but I'll still have to give it a pass because I'm just not. Next is the Matt X Patrick Star collab. I love Patrick Star. I think he is just such a positive person. Like, whenever I see him in his videos, he's just got this positive aura, this positive, you know what I'm saying? He's just like, you're just so nice, like, you're just so nice. But I'm feeling like the lipsticks and the lip liners or whatever, we've seen those colors before. I mean, everybody has got a variation of these shades in their collection somewhere. So I don't feel like it's something that I need to pop out and go and get. The powder is making me say, because it's not a standard white. It's not, like, usually it's either white, yellow, or like a tan brown kind of color. This is kind of like a peachy hue, and even though me and Patrick aren't the exact same skin tone, considering that we are along the same kind of line, like, he seems to look like he has a little bit of a deeper tone than I do, but considering that we're along the same kind of tone, I'll be very interested to try that powder to see if that gives me, because what I'm finding is that with my white powders, the translucent powders, they're not like, they just make my face very, very pale. The yellow make me look jaundiced. I need something in between it. Even when I try to mix the two, it doesn't always work out. But that peachy powder I might try. But as for like the lipsticks and the liners and all of that stuff, I'm not 100% down with. But I might try the powder. I'm gonna have to find out when it comes out over here in the UK, because I do believe it's out now that the new year is hit. They're going to look to bring it out over here at some point, but we'll see what it's saying. We'll see what the prices are saying, because I don't even know how much it's going to be, so we'll see and we'll go from there. Next is the Too Faced glitter mask, which is called the Glow Job. So we had the Better Than Sex mascara, now we have the Glow Job. Too-Faced, you lot are really pushing it, you know. You lot are pushing it. Because if you look, yeah, have you ever noticed the girls that they have on their advertisements, it's never sexually suggestive. Like, it's never like that. They're like just the innocent girl who just wants to get on with her life. She wants to look beautiful. She wants to look youthful. She just wants, you know what I'm saying? They never cross over into sexy. I don't get that kind of vibe from like their models or their ad campaigns. But the names for some of their items can kind of be suggestive. So I don't know if I really want to try a face mask that is called the Glow Job. Like, really? Now, what is that Glow Job supposed to be? What is that supposed to be, you know, replicating or suggesting, or, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and fair enough, it's not, it's a clear mask with glitter in it, but it's just kind of like, that just makes me say no thank you. No thank you. That's okay, honey. And lastly on the list is the Kat Von D and Divine palette. Divine was like this really well-known, really well-respected female impersonator, and any drag queen and every drag queen knows Divine. And especially if you watch things like RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff like that, you would have heard Divine's name come up before. So I understand the whole concept of it, and you know, the classic Divine look, and this is what it signifies. Like, this is literally replicating Divine's look in a palette form. So I get that. But because it's not my kind of shades, they're just not up my alley, to be fair. There's nothing wrong with it as such. I just don't feel like it's up my alley. It's just not, it wasn't made for somebody like myself. So even though I know I don't have to make those exact same looks, but it's just, I wouldn't see myself drawing for it all the time. Like, for example, I've recently rediscovered and re-fallen in love with the Pastel Goth palette. Like, I'm wearing that on my lids today. I wore the peachier, pinkier color yesterday. I was wearing something else the day before, and I've like re-fallen in love with it. And it's like, this is why I got it, so that I can create certain looks. Like, when I see a palette, I want to be able to say, okay, I know what I could potentially create, and that fits my personality and fits my style and fits, you know, my look. So with this palette, I don't feel like it ticks that box or says yes to any of those statements. So it's not that it's a bad palette or anything, it's just not my type of palette. So I'm gonna have to say no on that one. And that's everything that I have on my list for anti-haul number 7. So yeah, it is what it is. Any of these items that I've mentioned, I mean, please feel free to tell me why you do want to get them or why you don't want to get them, because you might not want to get them, but you might not want to get them for a different reason. Or if you do want to get them, like, why do you want to get them? You might change my mind. The only thing out of this whole list, as I said, was that powder, but the rest of his collection, we'll see what happens with that powder. But so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.